So then, that just happened. Mashima, what the fuck are you about to do, my man? Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, Eden Zero chapter 134 and holy fuck. Like okay, right out of the gate, we need to talk about right out of the gate, obviously the one thing we need to talk about is I guess is pretty much Shura's address to the cosmos, like Shura's address to the Yaoi cosmos, because I assume that that's the thing. It was basically being broadcast all over the Yaoi cosmos, but like that was a four like I don't know if even Shura is aware of this, but that was a fucking 4D fucking chess move he pulled because because the thing with what Shura did in this chapter is he shot multiple and not just two multiple birds with one stone because essentially what happened here is that obviously one of the main things is of what Shura intended with that little address is that he's basically drawn out is that he's drawn is that he's drawn is that he wants to pretty much he wants to pretty much draw Ziggy out into a fight. That's obviously the first occasion, but on top of that, he's on top of that he has essentially started a galaxy or yeah a galaxy wide purge of machines. Like at this like the thing is with what Shura was doing, I have to say it was kind of expert politics because there are people in this universe that just don't like machines, and people are, as we've learned from recent history, unfortunately, people tend to, people just tend to respond to messages like that in a way that just kind of hits at the core of their humanity. So yeah, in essence, he's basically started eight. So yeah, he's essentially started a total galaxy-wide purge of machines. That's going to start in Aoi Cosmos, obviously, but it's going to spread throughout of the entire galaxies, even beyond Aoi Cosmos. Like he's effectively started a damn fucking war on machines with this, and it's probably exactly what he wanted. But and I don't know how much of that he wanted, but yeah, he succeeded. He basically turned his crusade against machines into a nationwide thing now, into a total freaking like worldwide event now. Like people are going to even to those that don't. Even those that don't live in the outer cosmos, they are going to respond to that, and they are going to rise up and start and like mass slaughtering of robots, androids, machines. It's going to happen now, and as far as where the Eden Zero and now this is the part where I don't think he really intended, but it definitely worked out in his favor though, is that well we see the Eden Zero crew and especially Shiki responding to this, and Shiki is basically the Eden Zero, on top of the fact that it's more than likely more than confirmed at this point that the Eden Zero crew are more than likely in order to get caught in the very middle of this mess. Like this whole galaxy, this whole like purge of machines that's going on. They're going to land one way or another. They're going to land smack dab right in the middle of it. But even more so than that, Shiki is someone who responds because of Shiki's desire in order to find the goodness in people, in order to try and find the solution to a world where humans and machines can exist. He's going to he is just going to just fucking rampage and engage Shura at and just pretty much try and defeat Shura, like try and squash Shura's plans at all cost in order and squash Shura's plans at all cost. So he's going. So because of this. so because this pretty much pretty much whatever like trap that Shura has set for Ziggy, Shiki himself is also gonna fall into this trap because Shura just pretty much said all the right things, and Shiki is gonna respond to this in kind. He's gonna walk right into whatever trap Shura set, and but he's gonna wail on Shura like a conflict between these three, Shura, Ziggy, and I think Shiki, is kind of inevitable at this point. Like it's gonna happen. Like Shura just kind of shook up the status quo of the whole damn series. Now, and okay, so here's the other thing, and it pertains to the idea with the pretty much knowledge that at this point that with the knowledge at this point that more than likely that the Eden Zero crew are going to get mixed up in this mess. We get a very interesting little moment we get a very little interesting moment with we get a very interesting little moment with Prince Rebecca in this Rebecca in this chapter with pretty much her like well, like doing her beekeeper thing, which I'll say right out of the gate, I kind of like how the chapter definitely it definitely did a little bit more in order to showcase a lot more of the BQ of Rebecca and her beekeeper side of things, because I feel that was one thing that was kind of lost a little bit in the series up to this point. So it's nice that Mashima kind of came back to that a little bit. But the thing is, in midst of getting all this cool beekeeper stuff with Rebecca, we also see her B cube, and that she's written Eden Zero on it. Now, obviously, where have we seen that before? In previous chapters, way back, where we're supposedly, way back, where supposedly the Eden Zero crew were like, I guess, like massively defeated or something. Now, I don't want and yeah, now I don't want to say that now after kind of having a feel of where Mashima is going with the series in terms of time and in terms of time and time parallels and just different like multiverses and all that stuff. I don't want to outright say that the Eden Zero crew are going to get killed or something. I don't think that's going to happen. But I think because of what Shur has done in this chapter, I think we should expect them to get massively defeated, and that's going to lead to a similar situation to what we saw like from so many chapters back of the Eden Zero ship getting totally trashed, and just someone holding up Rebecca's B cube. Like I think we're gonna get a very, like I said, I don't think like they're going to get. I think there's going to be a parallel scene to something like that of what we previously saw in this current timeline as well. Like again, I don't know what it's gonna be. Like again, I don't think the Eden Zero crew are gonna get killed or anything, but I think they are gonna suffer. I think because of Shur's actions, and because he's basically lit in a firestorm under this whole world. Yeah, they're the Eden Zero crew at this point is in a situation where one way or another the airplane's going to get caught in the crossfire. So at this point, like it's one of those things where what better way than to just pretty much bring the fight to Shura. Like at this point, there's really no need in order to dance around it. Just bring the fight to the fucker and just kind of just bring the fight to the fucker. So yeah, like. I don't know, like I don't know what the fuck. I don't know, like again, I don't know what the hell Mashima was. I don't know if Mashima was smoking anything, or if it decided, you know what, I'm gonna use this chapter. I'm gonna shake shit up in the Eden Zero world a bit. Because oh boy, again, you pretty much have heard me say this just through all this, but yeah, that's pretty much what he did. He shook shit up, and yeah. As far as where this goes now, your guess is as good as mine, I think. Now, okay. obviously, now obviously the next thing we need to talk about though is the reveal of the all link system, which is pretty much what pretty much Ziggy intends to use in order to in order to pretty much in order to pretty much control all machines, the all link system. And yeah, it pretty much sounds it definitely on paper this one definitely sounds like quite the like a little bit like a MacGuffin for sure. Like it's definitely it's definitely the device or the machine or whatever that's going to give Shiki permanent like control over all machine kind. And in that sense, I actually kind of like how, and going off what I had previously said too, I kind of like how Shura had pretty much used Shiki's plan and intent to in order to take control of this, and kind of flipped it on his face. Like he actually like in some ways what he's saying isn't necessarily wrong, because that's exactly what Ziggy intends to do. So he's taking Ziggy's plan and flipping it on his face. But as far as how the all links, but and yeah, so at this point, like, but now it just kind of, but now it's just a thing where Shiki has to confront two things right now. He has to stop he has to stop Shura in some way from like pretty much from pretty much like doing what from he has to stop Shura's whole plan of like of this whole machine purge, and he has to stop Ziggy from gaining the all link system, because once Ziggy has that, it's pretty much everything Shura said is gonna come to fruition. So yeah, but yeah, and I I've I and Ziggy like and Ziggy like, although I don't know how easy Ziggy's gonna fall for this, but like Ziggy's not dumb. He's smart enough to know when he's being played. So I wonder how what his like it feels like that they're just playing chess with each other, and whoever makes the first counter move is basically going to be the victor. So yeah, um, and but yeah, like and I will say this one final thing I will say though is that Shura, I'm not gonna lie, he's pretty much a damn good politician. I'll give Shura that. Like whatever, however much of a dick cheese I think Shura is at this moment, I gotta admit his plan was solid, and he's a damn good politician. I'll say that much. But yeah, guys, that's all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Lister Crunchyroll. Death Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, guys.